Hello and welcome. I'm Catherine Osborne, President and CEO of Corporate Harmony, and I am your host for today's webinar. I am the author of the book Corporate Harmony, the Performance Link for Today's Modern Organization, and of the upcoming book Healthcare Harmony, Thriving in the Line of Fire. I am also a licensed affiliate, certified coach, and the Canadian representative for the Centre for Influential Leadership, where we develop leaders for increased productivity, enhanced teamwork, greater initiative, and more agility with change. The Centre's founder, Dr. Michael Frisina, spent his career in healthcare administration and is now an internationally recognized leadership expert, speaker, and author, specializing in the creation of tactical capacity in leaders and organizational teams worldwide. Tactical capacity can be thought of as any behavior that is not a technically explicit behavior. In other words, tactical capacity is the behavior that enables you to be a role model for your direct reports. It's the behavior that guides operational improvements. It's the behavior that creates organizational culture. It's the behavior that guides others through change. And it's the behavior that allows you to sustain excellence on the job. But first, some housekeeping. I would ask everyone to pick up your smartphone or electrical device and turn it off. Then place it in the middle of the table, face down. Thank you. The time we spend together here today is your time and no one else's. And it's important that you enjoy this time without the pressures of the outside world. One of the things that we practice throughout these sessions is the art of being present in the moment with me. As a human, you are made up of electromagnetic, neurochemical, emotional energy. And the physical body of who you are is just a wee piece within the energy body of who you really are. In essence, who you are is comprised of your physical body and the entire biofield that exists within you and around you. You are a continuous, unending flow of energy with a body of physical matter from which it flows. Our emotional energy flow is easily disrupted, but it can be reset using a very focused breathing exercise. So please close your eyes, put both feet flat on the floor, and sit comfortably in your chair. Now, take a deep, deep breath. Inhale. Fill up your lungs until they push your abdomen right out. 1, 2, 3. Now slowly, slowly exhale every tiny bit of air and blow away every bit of your work responsibility for right now in this moment. 2, 3. I will be counting for your breath, but if you can't keep up such a slow pace, just breathe as comfortable for you, understanding that the slower, the better. And it will come with practice. Now, take another very slow, deep, deep breath. 1, relax and drop your shoulders. 2, feel the tenseness leave your hands, your arms, your face, your neck. 3, and now slowly, slowly exhale every tiny bit of air. 1, and relax your chest, your abdomen, your buttocks, and your legs, and your feet. 2, 3. Now again, take a deep, deep breath. 1, fill up your lungs until they push your abdomen right out. 2, 3. Now slowly, slowly, exhale every tiny bit of air. 1. And blow away every bit of your home life that is heavy on you. 2. and allow yourself to feel peace right now in this moment. 3. And now, open your eyes. You have just done a natural reboot of your personal energy field, also known as your biofield, that flows beyond your physical body. This natural reboot exercise helps to bring you into coherence. It helps to bring you into the here and now. It brings you back into the moment. You cannot discuss behavior without an awareness of your personal human energy, because your behavior is, for the most part, the physical manifestation of your thoughts and feelings. It is the physical manifestation of your energy. Today, we are looking at the third principle of the self-awareness behavior domain of influential leadership: accept responsibility and ownership of self. We will begin with a few of the highlights from last session. The second principle of the self-awareness behavior domain: create your personal purpose statement. First, however, it's important that you not allow negative or worrying thoughts to remain within your mind. One quick and easy way to take away any worrying thought is to turn your focus to gratefulness. Your brain cannot keep a worrisome thought at the same time as it is focusing on gratefulness. What's more, you may be thinking, sure, I'm always grateful. But it is the conscious exercise of gratefulness that is a hugely powerful tool. It is a tool that can be drawn on by you at any time and in any place. You see, it's not just about counting your blessings. The real power comes from the feelings that these thoughts create within you. That overwhelming feeling of love and peace. The feelings of being blessed that brings with it an understanding that I am good, I am great, and I am enough, right here, right now. The script for your gratefulness exercise is very personal and unique to each one of you. But for today's purposes, I have adapted from my friend Dina Proctor's 3x3s to lead you in a mini-med. So now, please, close your eyes and take a deep, deep breath. Welcome to the mini-med for gratefulness. For the next couple of minutes, I invite you to sit comfortably, and for the next few minutes, just let your body, every muscle, completely relax any tension right now. And as you feel your body relaxing every muscle, just releasing any tension, you may also notice that your mind is relaxing as well. Just settling in to a deep feeling of calm, warm peacefulness. As you settle into this wonderful, peaceful state, let your mind show you images of those things you most deeply appreciate in your life. There's no need to make it happen. Just in your relaxed state, invite your intuitive knowing to present images, memories, and thoughts of the events, circumstances, and people in your life for which you feel deep, deep gratitude and deep appreciation for. Just let these memories, these images show themselves in the screen of your mind. Each one, let yourself feel the emotion of deep, deep gratitude and of profound appreciation for this person or this situation. When your body, mind, and soul unite as one in deep gratitude for these amazing, amazing people and things in your life, and as you let your body take one last deep, deep breath in, anchor in this emotion of gratitude physically and emotionally so that you can come back and reconnect to it whenever you feel drawn to it. Successful people do things that average people are unwilling to do. They are ordinary people with extraordinary levels of focus, discipline, passion, and confidence. The difference maker for peak performing organizations is that successful people do the things that average people are unwilling to do. Everyone wants to succeed, but those who consistently do succeed are ordinary people who are on a mission. As a result, they have extraordinary levels of focus, discipline, passion, and confidence affixed to their purpose and vision. Focus is the ability to filter out distractions and direct your full attention to accomplishing a purpose or fulfilling a dream. It is focused attention. Discipline is the ability to stay focused on what needs to be done until your purpose, mission, or dream is accomplished. Discipline is the consistent doing of a thing despite the fact that it is sometimes uncomfortable, inconvenient, or difficult. It is focused action. Passion is the ability to stay motivated, emotionally engaged, and tenaciously persistent in the pursuit of your purpose or mission. It is focused emotion. And confidence is the ability to believe in yourself. It is focused purpose. What it takes to be an achiever is not a secret. One of the most basic truths in life is that we will end up where our attitudes and actions take us. As a leader in today's knowledge-based organizations, you are leading a workforce that is made up of knowledge workers, people whose jobs require formal and/or advanced education and are typically professionals in their own right, and who must bring their specialisms and their expertise together for a common purpose. In these complex organizational systems, productivity, process efficiency, and quality service lie for the most part within the working brains of your people, right down to the front lines. You will remember that we looked closely at the attributes of performance excellence focusing system. There are 5 basic things that influential leaders do in order to consistently achieve their goal to be the best they can be. These 5 attributes of achievement apply at work and in your personal life as well. These attributes are interrelated, and no one of them can be mastered without the other. Manage your goals. This means making the decision to achieve. Decide what you want to accomplish in life and at work, and make it your purpose. Manage your action. You must develop the discipline to achieve. The best results are produced by those who take the most effective action. Manage your attitude. Having the passion to achieve is a frame of mind. It is your mindset. A positive attitude is the result of a proactive, disciplined way of thinking. It is the intentional and purposeful. It is a skill unto itself. It is the skill of positive presence. Manage change means having the flexibility to achieve. Success requires constant adjustment and belongs to people who are able to manage change and adapt to new circumstances. And finally, manage adversity. Develop the mental toughness or cognitive strength to achieve. Adversity is an inevitable part of life. No one wants it, but everyone experiences it. Building your skill of positive presence creates thought and behavior habits for cognitive strength. We have here the 3 domains of the positive presence behavior competencies of influential leadership with their corresponding behavior principles. The behavior domains of self-awareness, collaboration, and connection are organizational intangibles that are driven by your personal intangibles. An organization is only as good as the collective force of its people. Organizations that blossom and flourish are blessed with leaders who have an understanding of the fundamental principles of influential leadership and the discipline to intentionally and purposefully create the mindset and apply the behavior skills associated with these principles on a daily basis in every human relationship. Every one of these principles is interrelated. Not any single one is standalone or more important than another. On the other hand, the behaviors associated with collaboration are very difficult, if not impossible, without the principles of self-awareness. And the behaviors associated with connection are very difficult, if not impossible, without the principles of both self-awareness and collaboration. Continuously building your skill of positive presence and embracing the behavior skills of influential leadership is where real breakthroughs begin, as we first seek to become the change we desire in the world. Accept responsibility and ownership of self is the 3rd principle of the self-awareness behavior domain. Taking responsibility means being accountable for your choices and recognizing that your attitude and actions have an impact on you and the people around you. Taking initiative means being proactive in response to the circumstances and challenges of life. People who take responsibility and initiative do not wait for others to make things better or for circumstances to be perfect before they take action. Instead, they approach life with the attitude of, what can I do to make a difference? What actions can I produce to get the results I want? Taking responsibility means that you are able to choose and your choices have consequences. Taking responsibility means consistently asking yourself, how should I respond to this situation? Taking initiative means being proactive, not inactive or reactive, in response to the circumstances of life and work. Taking initiative means consistently asking yourself, what do I need to do in order to make something positive happen? Responsibility and initiative teach us that there is no such thing as a neutral attitude or action in life or at work. Look carefully at the word responsibility. It literally says you are response-able. Indeed, you cannot not respond, nor can you avoid the consequences to your choices. Even if you do nothing, that is the response you choose, and that response has consequences. For better or worse, you can and you do make a difference. Influential leaders demonstrate certain vital strengths that ensure their success. They drive to achieve results. The ability to take responsibility for those results. The willingness to take ownership of self, their thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions. and the awareness to create and sustain collaboration and connection. The key to creating and sustaining organizations of excellence begins with breakthroughs in individual performance. How you choose to see a problem is always the real problem. How you choose to see something, your perspective and perception, has been greatly influenced by your life experiences. A key understanding for you is that you do not always see things in their complete context or with unbiased objectivity. Responsibility and self-ownership function as the lever that activates thoughtful, effective action. When you take responsibility, you create quality of life and work in response to events and circumstances. You change your behavior patterns and you commit to continuous learning and growth. The result is a life lived to your full potential. It is unrealistic, even a bit foolish, to think that you can improve your life and work if you are unwilling to take responsibility for your attitude and your actions. An influential leader resolves problems, creates opportunities, and manages events with a positive response to create the most optimal outcome out of the most difficult challenges. James Allen said, "A person cannot directly choose his circumstances, but he can choose his thoughts, and so directly, yet surely, shape his circumstances." Responsibility is a pivotal behavior principle because it triggers and activates all the other behavior principles. How you choose to see a problem is actually the real problem. Responsibility and ownership of self function as a lever that activates thoughtful, effective action. If you do not take responsibility and initiative to develop your behavior skills, then the optimum behavior will not be available to you when you need it the most. If you are not proactive about using behavior principles, then they will be of little use to you. Remember, exercising the behavior principles is most important when it is most difficult. You cannot quickly develop strong behavior skills at a moment of crisis or opportunity. They must be developed long before the moment of need arrives. The 10 behavior principles are powerful tools that have the capacity to significantly enhance your quality of life and quality of work. However, this is only true if you consistently practice them. If the 10 behavior principles remain mere concepts, and if you don't proactively and consistently develop your ability to use them on a day-to-day basis at home and at work, then they are of very little benefit to you. But if you make a conscious and sustained commitment to learning and applying the 10 behavior principles, you will live and work at your best. A reputation that took a decade to build can be threatened by a single event. So it is that you need to be willing to take a good look inside yourself, becoming aware of the thinking, the patterns, and the habits that are responsible for your current level of performance and behavior. The key is finding your natural behavior strengths, aligning them to principle-centered core values, then using them to create a higher level of thinking that propels you to a higher level of performance and a higher level of behavior. It is in the process of maintaining this alignment that you take responsibility and true ownership of yourself. It is in this process that you discover true joy and meaningful purpose in your life. Remember this. It is your choices, not your circumstances, that define what kind of a person you are and who you will become. When you don't take responsibility, you abdicate your quality of life and work to other forces. Eventually, you will begin feeling, talking, and acting like a victim. It is unrealistic, even a bit foolish, to think that you can improve your quality of life and work if you are unwilling to take responsibility for your attitudes and your actions. In your positive present skill building, You are developing the necessary habits that will give you the ability to take a good look inside yourself and become aware of the thinking, the mental patterns, and all the habits that are driving your behavior. In response to the daily challenges and difficulties of life and work, it is easy to settle for less than your best. It is easy to fall into the habit of making many small but collectively significant compromises. You are a little lazy here, a little careless there. You neglect this and make excuses for that. Over time, each of you is thereby capable of developing your own pattern of particular bad habits, unwise decisions, and ineffective behaviors. The result, even if it isn't intended, is a life lived in mediocrity. When you live a responsible, principle-centered life, you do what is best regardless of how you feel. When you live an irresponsible, self-centered life, you do what you feel like regardless of what is best. Every behavior has a driver. When you go inside yourself and align your core values with your behavior strengths, you create higher-level thinking that propels your performance. In today's business world, the issue of self-management and responsibility has taken on a new urgency. What business organizations need today are people who are willing and able to think, to be self-directing and self-managing, to respond to problems proactively rather than merely waiting for someone else's solutions, to be initiators, to be, in a word, responsible. In a marriage, an organization, or a community, only to the extent that people are willing to hold themselves accountable or act responsibly can we have relationships, enterprises, or a world that works. When we deny responsibility, we do not carry our own weight, and we fail ourselves and we fail others. The truth is that any relationship or communication problem you are currently experiencing personally or professionally can be directly linked to some repetitive bad thought or behavior habit. But before any real change can take place in your life, you must first come to the point of being mentally convinced that change is real, change is possible, and that change holds promises of a better, more enhanced, and improved outcome. In the last 10 years or so, a new field of neuroscience has mapped the mental zone that can literally change the brain to quiet an overly active stress response system and simultaneously pave the way for higher brain networks to perform at optimum. The more you function from this higher mental zone, the less you stress, and the more your brain lights up with the mix of emotional intelligence that predicts a successful life. When these higher networks wire and fire together, humming away at the brain speed of 100 million computer instructions per second, you not only succeed, you excel at every level of life, from career to family, from physical and emotional well-being to fully actualizing your talent and ability. It's a brain generating the fluid and creative intelligence to achieve goals, along with the emotional and social intelligence to instill joy in your work, peace in your life, and harmony in your relationships. It's also a brain generating the homeostasis that promotes health and longevity. The key to all of these positive outcomes is building the mindset that transcends stress. The good news is neuroscience has identified a solution to stress that goes far beyond conventional stress management. The approach not only repairs the damage caused by overproduction of the stress hormones, but it also generates the neurological conditions that stimulate the growth of new connections within the higher brain that expand brain capacity, making people smarter, more innovative, and emotionally intelligent. The solution lies in the power of your mental state to rewire your brain. Change your mindset in specific ways, and you can literally change brain structure to extinguish stress reactions and amplify higher brain function. The technical term for this change is neuroplasticity. The point is that actualizing the mindset that transcends stress to empower higher brain function is a learned skill that can lead to full maximization of fluid, creative, emotional, and social intelligence. The skill of positive presence is your ability to create and adjust a positive and energized mindset, higher brain function, through conscious thought processes that result in effective workplace behavior. The kind of behavior needed for sustainable engagement. Now, it is time for a personal check-in. This means that it's time to be mindful, a time to pause and ask yourself questions. So please, close your eyes. The reason you must close your eyes when you do exercises like this is because your eyes bombard your brain with messages at the speed of light. So fast, in fact, that for the most part, it is completely unconscious to you. So now, take a deep, deep breath and repeat with me, either silently or aloud. What sort of feelings have I had since my last check-in? And count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What have my thought patterns been like since my last check-in? And count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What have my behavior patterns been like since my last check-in? And count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And open your eyes. Having first been introduced to this in your positive present skill building, you should be getting into the habit of doing this by now, and you may even have noticed and even been surprised by some of the answers that are coming to you. Regardless of what the answers are, there is no answer that is ever wrong or bad. The goal is for your feelings, your thoughts, and your behaviors to move you with peace and grace toward what you want, whatever that may be. A personal check-in is also a good opportunity for you to do a physical body scan. You've been sitting for a while now, and you will need to stretch your muscles. So, either sitting or you can stand, and make a conscious effort to bring your body to a state of relaxed anticipation. Beginning at the top of your head, as you slowly breathe in and then out, I want you to first consciously acknowledge the top of your head, your scalp, and then focus on relaxing your scalp. Next, consciously acknowledge your face, and then focus on relaxing your face. Now, your arms and your hands. Gently shake them out. Now your chest, your abdomen, your hips, your legs, and your feet. Wiggle your toes and stretch it out and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you are standing, please take a seat. And again, please close your eyes. This time, I would ask you to repeat after me, either silently or aloud. Please allow my mind to be open and accepting of all information coming to me, that I may think upon it in the days to come. Now open your eyes. The skill of positive presence, your ability to adjust for and create a positive and energized mindset through conscious thought processes, requires a focused self-awareness for a new way of thinking and being. It is a way of thinking that focuses on improving the emotional energy flow within us and around us, at home, at work, and in our community. It is a purposeful way of thinking and behaving that brings us life and strengthens every human relationship. And in the same way we exercise for physical strength and wellness, we will take a few moments to listen to a mini-med to exercise for cognitive strength and train our brain. The music that accompanies the mini-meds is a type of brainwave music. Brainwave music has been proven to move a person into a more positive mental and emotional attitude. The clip that you are hearing is typical of the theta brainwave state, which has proven benefits such as a deeper connection to one's emotions, increased intuition, greater levels of energy and relaxation, enhanced self-awareness, and a greater ability to enter into a highly focused, effortless learning state. So please, close your eyes and take a deep, deep breath. Welcome to the mini-med for training your brain. For the next few minutes, I invite you to sit comfortably and find a place of calm, peaceful stillness within you, letting any thoughts and any tension melt completely out of your body. As you let your body settle in, and as you feel your shoulders relaxing and your thoughts releasing, I invite you to consider a visual representation of the neural pathways of your brain, the thought patterns of your brain. You might imagine them to be like roadways, or railroad tracks, or canyons where energy or water would flow through them. And identify in your brain which are the old thought patterns, the old pathways that you wish to withdraw attention and energy from, and then identify where the newly formed pathways are being laid. Two separate areas of your brain, like roadways or paths, one well-worn and one newly formed. Now imagine that the energy source that has been wearing down those old brain patterns, those old neural pathways, that energy source is withdrawing, like a riverbed drying up from lack of water. Those old, worn pathways are drying up and no longer being used regularly. The energy source is shifting. You can feel it shift. You know that it's shifting and leaving behind the old pathways. The energy is flowing toward the newly formed pathways. It's physically altering the way that you think and the way that your mind works. This energy source gently flows, softly shaping new thought patterns, new ways of thinking, new pathways in your brain and in your mind. This energy source is deepening the new pathways so that they will become your most well-worn ways of thinking. So now, take one more moment and imagine this energy source deepening and solidifying new neural pathways in your brain, gently withdrawing attention where you no longer like it to flow, and easily and effortlessly maintaining and shaping your new thought patterns from here going forward. We are now going to have some table time and work within your table group. There are some rules. Number 1, everyone participates. For those who find it easy to speak up, please encourage others to speak up too. Number 2, when reading in your group, everyone takes a turn at reading. Number 3, every person must answer the discussion questions, however brief. Number 4, any and all discussion stays at the table and is confidential. And number 5, if the work is individual in nature, make sure that you put pen to paper and answer all the questions to your best ability. There are never any wrong or bad answers. Seeing your words on paper allows your brain to open up to even greater possibilities. Putting your thoughts and feelings to words on paper opens your mind to your inner wisdom and greatness. This is also a good time to practice staying focused and on task. Be present, in the moment, right here. Be respectful of this time and of others by leaving your electrical devices turned off and face down. You will see notes pages at the end of the manual section for personal use in gathering insights and questions as you move through the material. You will find this slide on page 17 in Chapter 3 of your manual. So enjoy this time, and I will see you back here in just a bit.